Hello, everybody. This is David Perlmutter from Quantum Listing. Thank you for joining us today for our webinar about uh, quantum listing tips for build-out users. I don't know if all of you on the webinar or watching it are build-out users, but whether you're a build-out user or not, a lot of these tips really apply to just about anybody who's using our service. So let's get started. Let's have a look at today's agenda first. First, we're going to do a quick overview of quantum listing for those of you that are new. Then we're going to touch on build out resources, and then we're going to get into the, you could say meat and potatoes, but there's a lot of vegetarians out there. So we're going to the substance of our webinar. And we'll have time for some questions and answers, and then let you know how to get in touch with us if you have questions that you want to follow up with later. So here we go. So if you're new to quantum listing is a nationwide crowdsourced commercial real estate listing service. So crowdsourced means we want you to add the listings yourself. We do have a white glove service, which there's a small premium for. And that's one of the reasons why the partnership with Buildout, the syndication partnership with Buildout, is so awesome, because for those of you that have lots of listings, they seamlessly flow from Buildout to quantum listing. Anytime you update your listings on Buildout, they get automatically listed on our site. So it really works out great. So we are an open service, so anybody who has an internet connection can search all of your listings on our service. There's no paywall or registration necessary to search or access any of the listings or your contact information. All of our new members get a 30-day trial premium membership. After that, it's only $79.99 per year. We're having a huge increase in a couple of months. It's going to go up to $89.99 a year. We haven't raised our prices for 4 years, so want to give ourselves a little bit of a raise. Brokers and owners can post an unlimited number of listings for that small price. And members can use Quantum Listing to serve their listings to their website. Serving their listings, they're the same as delivering their listings. You can also deliver your listings to your blog. And this is using iframes, which perhaps we will get a chance to show you near the end. All registered members are given a network based on their geographic area, as well as a group to post their CRE wants. We do this, the networks and groups are ways for you to find all the information that is most relevant to you more easily. And it helps you connect with your colleagues that are on quantum listing in the geographic area nearby as well. So when you do add your listings, we share your listings to our social media feeds on Twitter, LinkedIn, and Facebook. Twitter goes out right away. LinkedIn and Facebook are put in a queue because there aren't, you're not allowed to post as many listings per day on LinkedIn and Facebook. Excuse me. Premium members can access real-time analytics for listing views, profile views, listing shares, and more. To see these analytics, your membership does need to be current. We have mobile apps for iOS and Android. We have these great syndication partnerships, not only with Buildout, but StackSource, which is a online financing platform. Sharp Launch, which is similar to Buildout, and Levitt Digital, which we push your listings out to if you opt into it, and same with CRE Collaborative. And CRE Collaborative will soon be, we'll have the option of enhancing your data on QuantumListing through CRE Collaborative. So if you subscribe to their service, you'll be able to get tax information and things like that. Rick, I'll get to your question in a bit. Let's see, where was I? We don't lock you into an annual contract, so that's nice. We do want you to pay for a year. There are currently monthly and 3-month options, which we're going to be dropping when we make the changes in price. But not many people were using the monthly and 3-month option, so we figure we'll just make a little more streamlined. We have a new lead capture service that you can that you can subscribe to. It's just $10 a month per market. You can now use QuantumListing to blast your listings to your proprietary email distribution list by uploading an XLS file, just an Excel file. We just introduced a new suite of on-demand advertising feature, and we'll talk about that in a little bit as well. So we're going to start out here with just a quick little video that was prepared by our friends at Buildout, and it will show you how to set up the syndication. I think there isn't any sound. So basically what you do is you go to your profile, click on syndication, and then click on connect account, add a username and password, and then click connect account. And that's pretty much all that there is to completing that process. And that's how you get started. Okay. There's a help article on Buildout, which also talks about syndication. So there's resources on Buildout that handle that, and we don't have access to Buildout ourselves. So just know that if you do need help, first of all, the people that work on the help desk at Buildout are really nice and responsive, and you can use them or look online in their help articles. All right, so now we're going to get to the meat and potatoes here. But before that, let me answer your question, Rick. Keller Williams, I guess, deals with your Buildout subscription. QuantumListing is a separate charge, is the short answer. The long answer is that we're talking to Keller Williams about having them pick it up for you, and if you want to contact them, tell them that you want them to take care of your QuantumListing. The more people that hear that from, the better for everybody. So, but in any event, it's not a big tariff, so hopefully you'll consider paying directly if Keller Williams does not end up doing that themselves. So I realize I didn't have a full screen here, so let's make this a little bigger. Hopefully it's easy enough for you guys to see. All right, so because it is so darn easy to syndicate your listings from Buildout to QuantumListing, we realized recently that a lot of Buildout users may not ever have even shown up on our website, and we'd like to change that. We love our website. We think it's a good website, and we think there's a lot that you can get out of it in addition to just having your listings available to the whole wide world out there. So, Amanda, I'll get to your question in a moment. So when you first set up your syndication, we really want to urge you to come to QuantumListing. You log in with those credentials that you set up on when you were subscribed or when you connected the two accounts, and click that little pencil and paper icon above what will originally be a smiley face in that circle instead of a logo. And what you will do when you are there, hopefully, is add a profile picture or company logo if you prefer. And we also think you should add a bio and your social media links as well. When you're if you're looking at your site, this little I button here is where you'll find the bio, and here are the social media links there. And also, you'll notice that profile pictures show up at the top of your listing when your account is still active. So and a few reasons why we think you ought to do this. A lot of our traffic comes from people doing Google or other internet searches, and if they are clicking, somebody wants to say, they're searching for Judas Bennett real estate, quantum listing is pretty much almost always going to show up on that first page, which is of the Google search. And when they arrive on your profile page, after they've clicked that link, you want them to see as full and well-rounded a picture of you as possible. So it is advantageous to put that bio, put that profile picture, put those social media links so that they can really check you out and maybe make it a little more likely that they will get in touch with you to represent them. We also believe that having your profile picture on top of your listing seems a little more human, and those listings get more clicks, we feel. And the more information that you have on your profile page, we also think that it's going to give you a little more search engine juice, which is the fairy dust that everybody craves and wants to have, so that you get more visitors to your profile, so they can see all your wonderful listings. I'm going to pause before the next tip and answer Amanda's question. And she asks, my quantum listing syndication section under my listings says error rather than online. Is this an issue I should troubleshoot with Buildout? The answer, Amanda, is yes. And if they feel that it is something on our end, they will get in touch with us. But I think the first line of inquiry there should be with Buildout. All right. So thanks for your question, and let's go on to number 2. So we want you to participate in one of our twice weekly new member orientations as soon after you sign up as possible. And at the top of each web page, you're going to see a schedule a demo button. One of the options there is a new member orientation. If the times that we have for those don't work out for you, that's okay. You can still schedule a meeting. There are various durations that we have. I think there's 15-minute, 10-minute option, 15-minute option, half an hour, whatever works for you. We can tailor it to meet your needs and answer the questions that you guys have. But what we do in those sessions is similar to what we're doing today. A lot of times, if you are willing, we will let you, we'll make you the presenter and your hands are on the keyboard, and we'll talk you through it, sort of like the guy in the control tower talking the rookie pilot down from the sky, hopefully without as much peril as one of those situations. But we find that if a lot of people are better at learning when their hands are on the keyboard, and we want to have you guys get the most out of these sessions as possible. So please do sign up for our new member orientation. They're generally they're open to groups. These new member orientations, so there might be more than one person on the session with you. You can take turns at the controls, or we can do the demoing for you. All right, so that was tip number 2. Tip number 3 is log in to QuantumListing after you've added your listings. And this is like any time that you're adding new listings. We really encourage you to do this and confirm that the pictures that you've sent from Buildout with the rest of your listings and all the other information has gotten to our website successfully. Now, as I said before, it's really seamless the way this works. It's kind of magic to me, but it's really a lot of hard work and programming by our team and Buildout's team that makes it happen. It's not magic, I promise you. But sometimes one thing that really you need to check on is whether or not your pictures get through to us. Because if when you sign up, you neglect to check the box that says you have the rights to all the pictures and you want all your pictures to flow to QuantumListing, then if you haven't done that, then you need to go into the listing on Buildout and check the box next to the picture saying that you want that picture to flow to us and that you have the rights to it. Now, let's spend one moment talking about rights. So I'm sure many of you use CoStar or LoopNet, and you know that when you add your own pictures to CoStar or LoopNet, when you see them on those sites, there's a little watermark in the bottom right-hand corner. If we see those little watermarks on our site, it makes us very nervous because CoStar and LoopNet are very litigious. And look, they have intellectual property and intellectual property rights. I'm not saying that they're wrong about protecting those rights. However, not only can it get us in trouble here at QuantumListing, it can get you in trouble if you're using listings that have that watermark, on your own website or any of the syndication partners that you're working with through Buildout. So if we see them, we're going to unpublish your picture or your listing and send you a note saying, please do something about changing the pictures. The best thing to do is when you're adding pictures to Buildout, don't grab them off of other websites, CoStar or LoopNet particularly. Take your originals, add them to Buildout, and that's what'll syndicate, and it'll be clean, and there won't be any question of whose intellectual property it is. So that is really, really important. So the other thing about pictures is use good pictures. Dark and blurry pictures are not really going to help sell your listing. Good pictures help capture your customer's interest. And when customers are interested, you have a much better shot at selling or leasing your listing. So, look, I am a broker also. I still have Promoter Properties, my brokerage business. I take pictures all the time with my iPhone. Generally speaking, those pictures are pretty good. If you have access to a better camera, that's great. I know the newest batch of iPhones have even better cameras than ever before. But make sure it looks good when you're sending it out to the world, because it's a reflection on your listing. It's a reflection on you. Your landlord's going to be unhappy if they see crummy pictures. So put your best foot forward with those pictures, please. The other thing that you should do is check your analytics. So you can see how your listing account, your QuantumListing account is performing. And so you want to click on the info section on the left-hand sidebar menu and then select analytics to see how you and your listings are doing. You want to check those analytics because what gets measured gets managed. So let's see. I am going to quickly go over to the QuantumListing website, and what do you know? Here's the analytics. Here, gives you an idea of what they look like, and you can see the number of listing views you've had for a week, a month, or all time. You can drill down by individual listing or search all your listings, and you can also see the number of times people have looked at your account. If you're an enterprise account with agents, which really doesn't apply to Buildout people, you can see the number of agent views, profile shares, and account views as well. And I think I read that. I must have gone back up. PDF exports, PDF downloads. We have some cool features that you'll also be able to see. We have online advertising through the Google Display Network. You'll be able to see the analytics on those here as well. You get a ton of views with these display ads on in your market, in the area that you specify on websites. These are like the little ads that you see when you're surfing the web, and you get a bunch of clicks on these too. In fact, I need to start running some more ads for one of my listings. Promoted listings are, you can, for either $2.50 a week per listing or $7.50 a month per listing, you can choose to have your listing show up at the top of relevant searches. So you can see that also, and you'll see the number of views and clicks on those as well. If you are a subscriber to our lead capture service, you'll get that info here. And promoted banners are another advertising option that we have, where you can have your personal brand or your company brand, your marketing message, and it'll show up in the first position in searches in your market as well. And that, I think, is $50 a month, or $125 for 3 months, or $400 for a year. And it's a great way to get known in your market. So while we're here, let's have a look. So this is the promoter properties profile. It looks like I have a chat message. I'll come back and look at that later. Here's my bio, or the company bio. And here's our social media links. You can share them via social media as well. You share your profile via social media and also via email. So let's go back to, is there anything else I want to show you on the website before we move on? Let me give you an example. I'm sure we're going to find one. All right, so you see here a few different things that we talked about. First, these guys here are current members, so their picture shows up here. Gus Martinez, who is, they're generally pretty conscientious about making sure that their pictures are on their listings, as you can see. So Gus, he syndicates through Buildout. But you can see on this newest listing that he added, the pictures did not come through yet. So I'm sure Mike, his marketing guy, who's on top of things like this, will come and check it out and then realize that the boxes weren't checked next to those pictures, and they will show up in within the next day. They'll show up instantly once he checks the box, but it may take a day to get there. You can see this little pop-up that showed up here. This is what happens when somebody is on one of your listings after 15 seconds, which we feel is long enough to show some interest in your listing. Gives them a little nudge to let you know if they want more information from you on this. So they put in the minimum and maximum square footage that they're looking for. They can confirm the asset type and transaction type and add their personal information, and then click add request. Then you'll get a little notification on this if your membership is current. And for people who are just sort of searching and don't want to see this message, we give them the option to opt out of getting that pop-up in the future. So let's see, we covered analytics, login, confirm your pictures, and profile. All right, so we're doing, I think I got everything that we've covered so far. So let's go back to my profile page here. And those different on-demand advertising options that I talked about, the way you would access them if you're interested is by clicking this green button on your profile page that looks like a graph, and then you can click on any of these options. And again, there's no contract for these. You can try it. When it works, you're going to do it again. If you don't feel it's working, you might opt not to do it again. We'd love to hear from you and get your feedback. If you feel it's not working, or if it's working, we really want to know, because if it's not working, then maybe we can make it better. And if it is working, we'll figure out other great ways to help you reach your potential customers. So please, be in touch with us and let us know about those things. So let us go. The next thing I want to talk to you about is your network. So when you sign up for QuantumListing, we assign you to a network based on your geographic area. So if you're a broker from Iowa, we're going to assign you to the Iowa network. And when you are on your profile page, you'll see this left-hand sidebar menu, and you'll click on Networks to open up the little sub-menu. If you click on My Networks, it will show you what networks you're a part of. You can go to if you're a member of multiple networks, click on that network name, and you'll go directly to that network only and see that network's listings. If you want to join additional networks, you can either search for it here or scroll down through the list, click on Connect, and our admin will connect you to that network. It may take 24 hours or so, but we will add you to a network. And from the network, you can see your network's listings. You can either see all of them or just drill down on one. You can sort and filter the listings, so you can drill down to a smaller group that you want to check. So we urge you to take advantage. And it really just makes it easier to find easy way to look and find what you're looking for. You can always search in our search box up here at the top, of course, but just another way for you to access that information. Also, network news is a real quick and easy way for you to see what has changed most recently in your network. So I can see here that Charles Barry Andelson has been editing some of his listings today, and so was Larry Sosha. So these are both guys who I know and have done work with. So it's always nice to know. And June Fisher was with Urban Edge, and she left, so her listings were unpublished. So a lot of good information in networks. And if you click on the name of the person, you will go to their profile page. And just let me point out that you can follow them, so that rather than seeing everybody in your network, if there's just certain people in your network that you want to communicate with, or that you do work with, you can follow them and just have super easy access to them. Larry added some of his social media. He added his bio. If I wanted to send a chat message to Larry, I can click on a little speech bubble next to his profile picture and send a message to Larry. So those are networks in a nutshell. And next up are groups. And groups are a little different from networks. And there's a group feed like the network news, so you can see the newest things that have been done in your group as well. And like with networks, you can be part of multiple groups. You can join other groups. You can start your own group. And to start your own group, you would click the little plus sign here and name your group, give a little description, decide whether or not you want other group members to be able to invite people to join your group. If you make your group private, then people can only join if you invite them. And you can invite people into your group even if they're not QuantumListing members, by adding their first and last names and email address. And you can also search through our members, and add people to your group. This way, there's a little radio button here that you would click, and it turns green, and then you know that they're going to be part of your group. And by the way, to get back to your profile page, you're going to want to click on the little head and shoulders icon, which is at the top of every page on our website. Other things you can do with groups, you can get information about a group before you join. So show details, so you can see the users in a group. There's some nice folks from Massachusetts. You can see their listings. And group chat as well. You can, in addition to the peer-to-peer chats, which you can do, you can start a conversation with everybody in your group. Follow other QuantumListing members. We actually covered that one already. You can also unfollow people, but we like to keep it friendly here, so hopefully you'll just follow more and more people as you get spend more and more time on QuantumListing. And you see that green button. If you're already following them and you don't want to follow anymore, it will say unfollow, and you just click them as well. And the way you find the people that you are following is here on the social section. So you can click on here to see who your followers are. Click here to see who you're following. And the stream is something that has all the listings of the people that you are following. All right. So let's keep on going. I think we're making pretty good time here. We're up on our 9th tip already, if you can believe it or not. And this ninth one, if you're here today, you've already sort of followed this tip. And the ninth tip is participate in our webinars and marketing sessions. Almost every Wednesday at 3 o'clock Eastern Time, we have a webinar on areas of interest to the commercial real estate industry. We've had webinars on social media, on marketing, tips on how to find online leads. We had one on workplace bullying prevention, and one recently on Delaware statutory trust 1031 exchanges and opportunity zone funds. So some really great informative stuff. Experts, you can ask questions, and we'll send out the webinar info on either Tuesday or Wednesday, the day of, depending on what's happening that week. And if you do sign up and can't make it to the webinar, we will send you the replay so that you can watch it at your convenience. Right now, you can find the replays of our webinars either on YouTube or in our How It Works section in the webinars and video section. And we also have these sessions that we call Haves and Wants 2.0 marketing sessions that are similar to the marketing sessions you've probably gone to in your local market, where people talk about their listings, they talk about their requirements, and so it is another great resource that we provide for you. We have a question from Mina, and Mina asks, I manage listing updates, square feet available, etc. for agents in my office. Is there any way I can be given access to edit their listings? Some of their info is out of date. Mina, the answer is not complicated, but not a one-sentence answer. If you're syndicating from Buildout, you'll have to do all the updating through Buildout. If you aren't syndicating through Buildout, and your company doesn't already have an enterprise account, and it's all individual accounts, we can work with you on this. And I think probably the best thing to do is to have a session with our team at your convenience, and click that schedule a demo button on the top of our websites to pick a time that's convenient for you, and we'll see if we can get you to where you want to be with being able to easily manage it. But our enterprise accounts are really designed to solve that problem, where with a single login, you'll be able to edit everybody's listings. Unfortunately, the way Buildout works, it doesn't. You have to go into each agent's Buildout account to make those changes. But if it's a non-Buildout, non-Sharp launch account, we can help you out with that. Okay, I hope that answered your question. And here we go. So our last tip for today is we want you to refer your friends. So when you are part of something like QuantumListing, or anything, the way social media works is something called the network effect. The network effect to me was once described to me with the following example. When the telephone was first invented, there was one guy with a telephone, and he was calling, Robert Graham Bell, and he, called his colleague in the other room, and so it was great. It works, but he could have just shouted to the guy in the other room. But that was the beginning of something. So the more people that got telephones, the more useful they became. And you may remember, if you're 57 like me, you remember when people started getting email, it was great. When people started getting smartphones and you could text, it was great. Social media is completely dependent on the network effect. Facebook with one person on it is a very lonely place. Facebook with, a billion people on it is an exciting and interesting place to be with lots of things. So quantum listing isn't really any different from that, and especially with all these different social functions that we've added in for your convenience and hopefully your enjoyment. So we want to encourage you to get some of your colleagues to join quantum listing as well. And if you do so, we do have a referral form, which if you just fill out the referral form, we'll give you an extra month of quantum listing membership. And when any of your the people that you refer to us sign up, we're going to add another 2 months to your membership. So a lot of value for you and a lot of value for us when you refer people. And the more people that come to quantum listing and see your listings, the better for you. The more people that add listings, the more people that will come to quantum listing, better for you and better for us. But we are all in this symbiotic relationship together, and it's in everybody's interest to grow together. So we hope that you will keep that in mind, and we will include the link to our referral. Julia actually was kind enough to put the blog with our referral link in the chat, and we'll make sure that we send that out to you with the replay of the webinar as well. So at this point, I would like to open up the floor to you for questions. And we will stick around till we get all your questions answered. I know often during these webinars, people are very shy and don't want to ask questions, but we do hope you will. Actually, you've been a very interactive audience already, so thank you for that. And if you would rather have us answer those questions here, I'm going to get to the end where we have our contact info. Hang on. This is our contact information. Oh, no, this isn't our contact. Oh, there it is. What do you know? Email support@quantumlisting.com. You can also email me, David at quantumlisting.com, or Julia at quantumlisting.com. At the bottom, let's see, I'm going to show you at the bottom of our website, you'll see this circle here with the smiley speech bubble in it. You can click on that, and that will send us a message. And if we're online at the time, we'll get back to you as soon as we can. Otherwise, we'll get back to you usually within a couple of hours. Weekends might be a little slower response, but it's the weekend. That schedule a demo button is a great resource for you, because we love doing the demos. First of all, we get a ton of great ideas from having these conversations with our customers. Once in a while, we'll find things that we can make better, or gives us ideas for lots of changes to the site. And we love talking to you guys. So thank you for that. Doesn't seem like anybody wants to ask any questions. I'm going to pause the recording and stick around for a little while. Thank you again for taking time out of your busy, busy days to spend with us. We really appreciate that. Thanks to Julia and Andres from our team for helping put together today's webinar. And we hope to see you real soon. You can also find our webinar schedule on the Haves and Wants section too. So you can see what's coming up next week. We're off for Yom Kippur. The following week we have Kent Fitzgerald, who's going to, I think, be talking about 1031s and opportunity zones and Delaware statutory trusts. And the following week we have best-selling business author Nir Eyal, who's going to be talking to us about his newest book called Indistractable. And Nir's first book was called Hooked, and it's kind of the Bible for a lot of tech companies in building their products. The subtitle, I think, is How to Build Habit-Forming Products. And I think Indistractable is how to wean yourself from those habit-forming products. Nir is a behavioral psychologist, super interesting guy, and sort of one of my business heroes. So I'm really excited to have him on the site on our webinar. All right.